Í þættinum rætt við hljómsveitarmeðlimi og tónlist þeirra leikinn. Umsjónarmenn eru Eiður Snorri, Einar Snorri og Jón Kaldal.
We started, I suppose, in 1981, right? Click, 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 click. We started in 1981, I guess. Rick and me as university students, we formed a band called Frö, and our love was techno and dub. We loved Kraftwerk, gunshots, reggae music, really the kinds of things that John Peel was playing on the radio, you know. And so we formed this techno dub band called Frö, which had a squiggle for a name, and we had some fun for a while, especially in Italy. Young boys in Italy, that's good times, you know. Let's face it. And then we moved on to form Underworld in about '86, and based more on the ideas of Parliament, Funkadelic, Prince, but still with this idea of dance grooves. That became a big 7-piece band that we toured the world with a few times, eventually ending in 1989 doing stadiums with the Eurythmics, where we got so pissed off being in the rock circus and being part of the music industry and corporate music that we stopped and came home, where we've always had our own recording studio, so we started to go back and make our own music, and we kind of started to think, well, why is it whenever we stop, we keep making the same kind of music, which was machines. I love to sing to machines. I don't get so much of a thrill out of playing with live players for too long. You know, it's fun to jam, but I like the precision of machines with human interference. So that's what we started to do, and it was always Rick's dream to work with a DJ. So he came back here, and his brother-in-law knew of this guy called Darren Emerson in the local pub, and he was, I guess, 17, 18 years old, and Darren always wanted to work in a studio, so we just put the two things together, and that was the most fun I ever had. The first 500 records, white labels that we pressed up, which was Mother Earth and a track called The Hump that we did for the clubs, and we just sold it out the back of our car to the little DJ shops, and we sold all of them, and it was the most fun I ever had, and that was it for us. We were hooked. We didn't want to go back, and we never wanted to sign another record deal. We didn't want to be part of that scene anymore. We just wanted to make the music that Darren could play in clubs, and that was it, you know. We were sunk.
And with Underworld now, you dived back into the club scene.
Yeah.
And you usually play live in club?
Yeah, always. We always play live, yeah.
How do you play live? You this is a techno dance band?
Well, we've got a lot of influences and a lot of things that we like, so what we do is we take a version of our studio on stage. Everything is mixed from the stage. The mixing desk is one of the main instruments on the stage. Rick and Darren mostly play the mixing desk. We've live sequences running all the time through the desk, so that therefore the dub buttons become like a keyboard. All my guitar equipment is hooked up to these sequencers so that I can chop my sound up. I've got microphones that I can put through my equipment and chop up in time with the music. I can write new sequences in live. I'm singing live. I'm playing guitar, keyboards. We're playing very improvised. The whole point of it is that we improvise everything. No show is the same. But it's like, it's easy to say that, but with us, actually, no show is the same because I don't even recognize the songs. So I'll just come out with words that are from another song, or words that I wrote that morning, or play a groove that's got nothing to do with the song that you heard on the record. So it's completely improvised. So consequently, sometimes it's shit, and sometimes it works, but it's never boring.
So you don't do rehearsals?
No, we never rehearse. No. We used to rehearse with the original Underworlds, and like as you do, and that was fine because with the original Underworld we had songs like regular songs, so you had parts that worked together to make those things work. With this one, it's like a DJ. We play like a DJ. Like you put this groove in, and if it's working, you go with it and you kind of add to it and you start to dub it up and you improvise and you build on it. If it's not working, you cut another groove in on top of it and move on. And on stage, I trust what Darren and Rick are doing, the vibe that they're picking up, to tell me to stop or to keep going or to dub me out. So I'm singing, and suddenly it goes off because I'm playing through headphones, so we don't have any problems with monitors, and I trust them that I should stop because the groove's what's most important, and the dance is what's most important, not the ego of some stupid singer or some ridiculous guitar solo that you want to put in there. For us that's gone now. What's important is the dance, and so it doesn't matter what I think. What matters is that the vibe stays up, and that's where Rick and Darren really are brilliant. The two of them working together on the desk and on the machines and coming over to me. Sometimes Darren will spin a record in and he'll walk over to me and go, sing something, and you kind of go, what? Sing what? But you get used to that after a year of Darren coming up and saying, sing something. You think, okay, all right, okay. And so you start, and you improvise. The longest we've played is 14 hours, and there should have, 2 weeks ago, there should have been one for 24 hours, but the police stopped it. They're amazing experiences because, you can imagine after 14 hours, it's a bit like meditating 14 hours, or like having your head bashed with a hammer for 14 hours, or somebody just doing that 14 hours.
Smash it up, I wanna break it down, I want a wall of tears to wash away.
Do you get all your power from the music, or maybe some artificial power going on in this dancing?
No, just the music. It's just the music and dancing. There's our music isn't drug-based or even alcohol-based, It's like, if you want a beer afterwards, it's fine, but I'm not interested. There's too much to experience for me to block my senses with drugs. If somebody else wants to do it, great. I don't have a problem with that. Just don't piss me off. That's all.
Okay. You're not a musician only, or not that? That's not even in the first place.
No.
You're doing. Tell me a little about Tomato and that other. Just a brief story, like you told us the pub.
All right. The story from the pub. Once upon a time, Tomato is a collective of filmmakers, musicians, painters, graphic artists, writers, sculptors, and we have a base here in Soho in London, and it's a bit like the factory, Warhol's factory, really, without the figurehead, without the egos. And our thing is that you leave your ego at the door, and you come in and you jam. Yeah, that's a good one. That's John. He does everything. There's John doing everything. Look, there he is. This is Graham. I think he probably does everything. Everything. Jason does everything. Jason does everything. Simon does everything. Simon does everything, as you can see. Let's go with that. This is Dirk, and he does everything. Hello. Everything. We all jam on each other's mediums. You know, we have painters working on top of painters' work, graphic artists working on top of graphic artists' work. We all work on the Macintosh, or we make films, or we make photographs, and we use each other's work. And in advertising, I mean, literally, sometimes someone will do an advert and then they'll ask us to do the music. But quite often, what happens is I'll make some artwork and I'll leave it around, and I'll come back and someone's done some work on top of it and turned it into a television commercial. This is our show reel. Yeah.
Scam on the slam bam, excuse me ma'am, on the cram cam, 23 feet of vertical leap. He's an ultrasonic, funkadelic, atmospheric freak.
Is that the door is open for anybody to come in and jam with us, and if they're an arsehole, we'll ask them to leave, you know. But if they're open-minded and they we get on and we go to the pub and have a nice time, then Tomato grows, you know.
You're based here in the heart of Soho.
Yeah, it is my favourite part of any city in the world is Soho. Every time I go away, I come straight back to Soho and just, especially now in the summer, you get the cafes, people out on the street, you know, outside the bars, and it's like a little. It is like a little village. You've got the, you know, you've got the red light district, you've got the hookers, you've got the clubs, you've got the film industry, you've got people in television, and so it's all this mixture of nightlife and people working through the night in studios and in strip clubs and bars and cafes, and it's just, I love it, the energy that's in this small part of London. That's really what I write about, you know. It was we played a gig a few weeks ago in Holland, and it was the most unpleasant experience I've had for a long time, where the people came to see us and they were like this, you know, and it just made you want to feel like stop. And we'll go to the front of the stage and go, yeah, right, you know.
So the message to the people who come at the concert in Reykjavík is dance.
Yeah, we want to make music to celebrate, you know, you know. If we want to sit down, we'll sit down. We'll go home and sit down and watch the telly, read a book, or dig the garden, you know. But yeah, we just want to dance.
Me and Pete had never been in bands before, but Sarah had.
Yes, but we won't talk about that. Bob and Pete have known each other since they were kids, and they had a couple of singles out, 4 years ago? 4.5 years ago? Something like that. And they were jolly good, actually. And then I joined, and that's it, really. I joined at the time of Nothing Can Stop Us. It was a single. It's the first single I did with them.
So, for how long have you been on tour?
Seems like years, but it's only 2 weeks, I think.
Yeah, it feels like years and years and years. It feels like we'll never get home again, but probably we'll be home in a couple of days, won't we?
Yeah, hopefully.
It's the longest tour we've ever done.
Have you been all over Europe?
Sweden, Denmark, Germany,
Switzerland, France.
And then we're going to Belgium as well.
What kind of life is it being on a concert like this?
What kind of life is it?
Sleepless one.
Sleepless, yes.
Yeah.
I don't know, you forget what it's like at home, and you think when I go home I won't be able to get back into the routine. It's very odd. We're real lightweights. I mean, some people go on tour for years.
We tend
We've only done 2 weeks.
We overindulge and sort of get a bit carried away more than other people, so we get more tired. So normally a tour of 3 days is too much for us. So.
Did you dream about being a band when you were young, kids?
I did,
Oh yeah,
Every day.
Dreams come true. Is it a good dream?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's pretty good.
twice as much fun.
Mm.
When I was that young, I didn't think about all the drinking and
Danger.
the danger factor.
I wanted to be a footballer or in a pop group. If I'd been a footballer, I'd have knobbly knees and broken limbs by now.
Sprained hamstrings.
Yeah, crippled for the rest of my life, so I just got to cripple my liver for the rest of my life instead.
When we're at home, we don't touch it.
Is it a natural thing when you're on tour?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Because you live in such an unreal world. I mean, living on a bus, you know, it's a very strange environment to live in. You end up doing things that are very out of character, like drinking too much on a regular basis. And you get up in the afternoon and it's, you know, weird.
So you have a time all around Europe in this bus, over there?
Yeah.
We've got a few
That bus over there.
That bus over there.
How many are you on the bus?
16.
16.
Sleep in hotels at night?
No, it's
on the bus.
That's why it's so unreal, because we're just in the bus all the time.
There are bunks, you know, like, and it
Your
smells.
whole life?
It's horrid.
Oh.
Yeah. Pete hasn't managed to have a shave today.
I thought it was going to be a shower on the bus.
We'll look better later. That's why we were a little worried when you turned up. We thought, oh no, we're going to destroy our glamorous image because we look terrible, but never mind.
Nobody will come to the gigs in Iceland.
We'll look glamorous later, I promise. We dress up, you know. I think it's important to dress up when you do concerts. People are paying money to come and see you. You should look as glamorous as you can.
Is that the philosophy behind the image?
Yeah,
Yeah.
for me.
At the same time, it's still fairly natural.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
not like-
yeah. No.
I think people seem to think we sit around like a board table and sort of work out exactly what the image is going to be and stuff. But it's just like,
I just think if you're doing a concert, you should dress up like as if you're going to a party or something.
yeah, oh yeah.
Make an effort, you know. I won't go on like this.
You're 3 in a band, but on the stage you are 8.
8.
It's very...
We multiply like rabbits.
Well, we try. I don't know. We try to make everything as live as possible. So it needs 8 people to do it.
You don't use any samplers on stage?
Yeah, there's samples and stuff as well, but it just gives it more. It's more visual as well, and gives it a better live sound, I think.
The most beautiful bassist in the world.
Especially at the moment. He's looking particularly good.
We have to get him around.
His name's Saucy Jack.
More fun as well, having some with us.
Yeah, they're all our friends.
Otherwise we'll kill each other.
Where are you heading with your music and
We see. Yes, we see #1 hits around the world. That's what we see.
At the moment we can see #5 hits in Israel, #7 hits in Greece. So it's only a small step to #1 hit in
Iceland.
Saudi Arabia. Yeah, Iceland. Yeah. But it's really picked up this year though, I mean, like, so it's quite exciting having hits outside Britain now. So we've never had that before.
Have you been touring a lot?
No. This is the first European tour. We've toured in England Britain a few times. But this is the first time we've done Europe.
Yeah, it's been a mad year this year, with loads of touring. And we're doing lots of festivals this summer as well. So we're really getting into it at the moment. Before we've done like one at the beginning of the year, maybe one at the end of the year. And we've been to Japan before, but that's about the only overseas place we've been to. So now we'll be everywhere.
And we get to eat what we planted. That's my favorite part.